everyone, welcome back to our Fire Nursing Tutorial YouTube channel. In this class, we are going to study about very important disease, that is HIV. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. Human Immunodeficiency Virus. Here, HIV is a virus. It's going to suppress our immune system. That is HIV. And then here it is a single-stranded RNA virus. It is single-stranded RNA virus, and it belongs to the retrolental family. It belongs to retrolental family, and then it is a virus is a capsulated virus. It's a capsulated virus. We'll see the virus here. It's an HIV virus. Don't get confused with the coronavirus. This one is a HIV virus. Here, this is a virus. Need to remember. It's a virus. Here in this, we can see this is a single-stranded RNA. This is a single-stranded RNA, and then we can see here reverse transcriptase, and then this one is a integrase, and then this one is a protease. Here this one, yes, this one is a single-stranded. And then this is a reverse transcriptase. Very important. Reverse transcriptase. And then this one is a integrase. And this one is a protease. And the important thing here, this one, this blue mark is there, no? This one is glycoprotein 41, and then this one is a glycoprotein GP120. This is the structure of this virus, that HIV virus. Here, okay, we'll see here this one is a reverse transcriptase, and then this one is a integrase, and then this one is a protease, and then this is GP41, this is GP120. Remember, that one is a diagrammatic representation of virus HIV. Here it targets cellular immunity. HIV virus targets cellular immunity. In the sense it affects CD4 cells. Okay, we'll see the ratio of this one. Normal ratio of CD4 cells. Here, this is a CD4. And then another cell, that is CD8. Here we can see normal range is 800 to 1600, and then this one is 400 to 800. This is a normal range. CD4 cells and then CD8 cells. And then here the ratio is 2 is to 1. 2 is to 1. This is a normal range. Normal ratio. Normal ratio. Okay. Normal ratio is 2 is to 1. And then here we'll see with the HIV. HIV, it will becomes 1 is to 1. In HIV, there will be the decrease of CD4 cells. We can see. This is HIV. We'll see in AIDS. Here, in AIDS, it becomes ratio 1 is to 2. Here, CD8 cells is going to increase. That is AIDS. This is the normal range. Here, this is the normal range. Normal ratio. We'll see AIDS. Here, AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Here, syndrome is nothing but a group of symptoms. That one is a syndrome. And here, AIDS, it's an end stage of HIV. It is a end stage of HIV, we can say, or untreated HIV. Untreated HIV. And then CD4 cell count. CD4 count less than 200. Less than 200 also we can call. And then this one is a fourth stage of HIV. Fourth stage of HIV. And then here HTLV. Here this is a virus, that is human T lymphotrophic. Human T lymphotrophic virus 3. This one is a most common variety. This one is the most common variety. In India, it's the most common type of HIV. That is HTLV, human T lymphotrophic virus. Here we'll see window period. What is window period here? Window period is nothing but it's a time between when a person is infected with HIV, infected with virus, and also when test can reliably detects that infection. That is nothing but a window period here. Window period, it is 2 to 12 weeks or 3 to 12 weeks. 3 to 12 weeks. This is a window period of this infection, HIV virus. We see mode of transmission. First we will see the risks and not risks. Risk and non-risk. Mode of transmission. Here we will see the risk. And then non-risk. Here risk is from blood. From blood, from semen, from sperm, from ovum, and then also from amniotic fluid, synovial fluid, pericardial fluid, peritoneal, and also pleural fluid. From this HIV can spread. We'll see the non-risk. Here from urine, fecal, handshaking, eat together, and also from tears, and then from kiss, it doesn't spread from these things. We'll see the proper mode of transmission. Proper mode of transmission. Here, most common. First of all, most common one is a here unprotected sexual intercourse with infected person here. Infected person, and then here are of two types. One is a homosexual, another one is a heterosexual. And then here it's a dangerous one. It's a most common one. And then here 87% of chances is there. Here chances there, 87% chances there to get that infection, to spread that infection. And then contaminated blood transfusion. Here contaminated blood transfusion. Here chances is 95 to 100% chances there to spread the infection. And then next comes to vertical transmission. Vertical transmission in the sense during pregnancy from the mother to the fetus, here 25 to 30% chance is there. That is intranatal during delivery, 25 to 30% chance is there. And then occupational, here it is a rare thing. Occupational, here chance is 0.37%. That is 1/300. And then comes to the universal concept, that is in a breastfeeding. Here 5 to 20% chance is there. 5 to 20% chance is there, but it is contraindicated. Another one is there, that is most important thing. That is an infected IV needle or drug. Here also 25 to 30% chance is there. These are the proper mode of transmission of this HIV infection. We will see the signs and symptoms of this. In first stage, it is asymptomatic, and then can see lymphadenopathy, swelling of the lymph nodes, autoimmune disorders we can see. And in the second stage, here weight loss will be there. That is weight loss less than 10%. Weight loss we can see. And then recurrent upper respiratory tract infections we can see. That is laryngitis, tracheitis, and then sinusitis we can see, and then pharyngitis we can see. These are the recurrent upper respiratory tract infection we can see. And then fever is the most common thing. And then fungal infection, dermatitis that is. And then nail infection, and then also we can see in the second stage weight loss, recurrent upper respiratory tract infections, fever, fungal infection, and then nail infection, as well as candidiasis. In initial we can see candidiasis, and then herpes zoster. Herpes zoster due to the reactivation of varicella zoster virus. Varicella zoster. These are all the signs and symptoms we can see in the first stage and the second stage. We see the signs and symptoms in third stage, that is weight loss more than 10%, and then diarrhea more than 1 month, loose motion more than 1 month, and then fever more than 1 month, and then pulmonary TB. Here it is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and then here pulmonary TB is a most common opportunistic infection, and then here oral candidiasis is the second most common opportunistic infection. These are the signs and symptoms we can see in the third stage. Next we'll see the signs and symptoms in fourth stage, that is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and then here weight loss will be more than 50%, and then here PCP, this is a pneumocytic cardi pneumonia. Here it is a most common opportunistic infection in world. Person dies here, and then severe repeated infections, that is like toxoplasmosis, histoplasmosis, Kaposi sarcoma, and then herpes simplex, and then oral esophageal candidiasis. Here it is an important thing. It's an important one. When it comes to esophagus, person dies. These are the signs and symptoms. Next one is pathophysiology. It's very important. Pathophysiology. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe now itself. Pathophysiology. We'll see. It's very important. Here, HIV virus is there that takes entry into the body through the proper mode of transmission. Okay, we'll see here. This is an HIV virus. This is HIV virus. It's enter into the body through the proper mode of transmission. Enter into the body through the proper mode of transmission. And then it's enter into the body, and then it's going to target CD4 cells. That is cellular immunity. It's going to target cellular immunity, that is it going to attack CD4 cells. CD4 cells. Here what happens? Okay, here this is a CD4 cell. Here this is a CD4 cell, and then this one is a HIV virus here. HIV virus, and then here on that CD4 cell receptors are present. Receptors are there. Here receptors are there. That is two receptors are there. That is CCR5 and CXCR4. These are the two receptors. Here this one glycoprotein GP120 is there, right? This one is GP120. It's going to try to attach with the receptors of CD4. Thus, what happens there? There will be the damage of GP120. Damage of GP120 takes place. How it becomes? It becomes like this. Damage takes place. Here it is a GP120. And then this is also called as entry inhibitor. Entry inhibitor. inhibitor. Here this one unfolded, here it is folded to, it turns folded to unfolded, folded to unfolded, folded to unfolded, and thus there will be the direct penetration into the CD4 cell. Penetration into the CD4 cell. CD4 cell. That is GP41. Here GP41 is there, that directs enter into the CD4 cell. This one is the, here this one is the GP41, that is glycoprotein 41. This one is the first stage here. This one is the second stage here. Second stage. First stage is GP120, that is entry inhibitor. Second stage is a GP41, that is a fusion inhibitor. It is a fusion inhibitor. This is an entry inhibitor. This one is a fusion inhibitor. This one is the first stage, this one is the second stage. Listen, here HIV virus, this one is a HIV virus, single stranded RNA, this one is a HIV virus, takes entry into the body through the proper mode of transmission. It is going to attack the cellular immunity, that is, it attacks CD4 cells. When it comes to attach with the CD4 cells, here these are the receptors. Very important. Here these are the two receptors. Have to keep it in mind. That is CCR5 and then CXCR4. These are the receptors. It try to attach with this CD4 cell at these receptors, and then that GP120 going to damage, and then that folds. After that, folded to unfold in the sense it becomes direct penetration into the CD4 cells. That is GP41, that is glycoprotein 41, and this is the second stage here. This one is called fusion inhibitor. Here, after entry of this one is a CD4 cell, and then here this one is a HIV virus. After entry of HIV virus inside the CD4 cell, third stage is activated. That third stage is called reverse transcriptase. And then here what happens? Here that single stranded RNA virus converted into double standard DNA virus by converter reverse transcriptase. This is the third stage. And then next one is the fourth stage. That is here integrase. Fourth stage, that one is the integrase here. Here what happens? That double standard DNA virus is there, right? That double standard DNA virus the double standard DNA virus going to add into the main chain nucleus. Here main chain nucleus. Here this is a nucleus chain proliferation. And then here what happens? That double standard DNA virus comes here and it adds which added to the main chain nucleus. What happens here? That's only we'll see in the fifth stage. Fifth stage, that is protease. Protease. Here what happens here? There will be the damage takes place. Cut. Here it's going to bind all the nucleus and then here it's going to break. That is only here P24. It's going to break into 24 pieces. That is P24. Here it's going to break the main chain nucleus. Here it is going to break the main chain nucleus. It breaks, okay. It breaks and then here destroyed. Destroyed CD4 cell. Destroyed CD4 cells. CD4 cells and then here breaking and then new virus break into pieces, new virus assemble. New virus assemble. Again breaking and then new virus. New virus. That is multiplication of virus takes place. That is in the last stage, that is in the fifth stage. Here the stages you have to keep it in mind. That is first stage is glycoprotein 120. This is called as N3 inhibitor. And then second stage is called glycoprotein 41. This is a fusion inhibitor. And then third stage is the reverse transcriptase. And then fourth stage is the integrase. Fifth one is the protease. This is all about pathophysiology of HIV. Here we'll see the diagnosis for this. Diagnosis for this HIV. Here diagnosis are of two types. One is antibodies based. Another one is the antigen based. Antibodies based and then antigen based. Antigen based. Here it is for the adults. Adults, that is more than 18 months. More than 18 months. And then here it is for the less than 18 months. Less than 18 months. For the children. Here antibodies based. VDRL. Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Here Mineral Disease Research Laboratory and then Western blot. Western blot. Always there will be the confirmatory test is only one. Here it is a confirmatory test. Confirmatory test. In exam the question may come. Confirmatory test for adults is also Western blot. Confirmatory test for this one less than 18 months is also Western blot. And then confirmatory test for HIV in adults. HIV in adults also Western blot test. And then comes to the here antigen based. Here P24. P24 for the children, that is less than 18 months. This is confirmatory test. Here also same. Confirmatory test for HIV confirmatory test. For this one. For less than 18 months also, children also, and then for the HIV P24. This is a confirmatory test for children or less than 18 months. Here this antibody test is there, right? Antibodies based. It is available for free of cost. Compared to this one is a little expensive. In which program it is available free of cost? That is ICTC, Integrated Counseling Testing Center. This is all about the diagnosis of HIV. Okay. Next we'll see treatment of HIV. Here, first of all, more important is ART, that is antiretroviral therapy. Here, that effectiveness of ART should be assessed on CD4 count. CD4 cell count. And then here, nucleotide or nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors, for example, lamivudine, zidovudine, and then tenofovir. And then comes to the second one. Here it is non-nucleotide or nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors, for example, fenoviricin and then nevirapine. And then comes to the third one. Here integrase inhibitors, for example, dolutegravir and then raltegravir. And then comes to the next one. Here entry inhibitor, for example, this one is Maraviroc. And then comes to the last class of drug, that is protease inhibitors, for example, atazanavir and then lopinavir. Here these are the class of drugs, 5 class of drugs. This is all about the HIV. I hope you all are very clear with the pathophysiology of HIV and all. I hope you like. Please share and comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more informative content. Thank you for watching.